Hi guys, I'm Gordon McCrory. I am the Happiness Guy, and this is a video to take you through my morning stretch routine. So I'm just going to get kind of straight into it. First two stretches are a Cobra Stretch and a Child's Pose. So, Cobra Stretch, start off flat down on your tummy, kind of feet are untucked, hands probably just a little bit in front of you, and what I want you to do is just gently come up, nice and slowly, stretching off the lower back just a little bit. So in the beginning we take it nice and easy. We've got to be careful with your lower back, so everything's kind of gradual. From there, take your knees a bit wider, bring your hands under your shoulders and push back and sit into your hips. And often when I'm starting kind of on this stretch in the morning, I'll just sit back into my hips. In terms of where my feet are pointed, or kind of the angles of my feet, you can have them flat down, but that's going to feel pretty uncomfortable for most. You can also have them just kind of, if you like, rotated kind of more like that. And then as we sit back and into it. And lastly, you can reposition your feet in a little bit so that your kind of toes are almost touching, and that will probably allow you to sit back as much as possible. So choose the variation that's right for you. I kind of tend to like just out like that, sit back in into the hips, lower my chest to the ground, keep my bum back, and then from there, just pushing the chest through and stretching off from it. So this is more an upper back, kind of back of shoulders, kind of stretch. And then from there, I'm going to come up, just reposition, just going to come up and go into a Cobra Stretch. So out the ground, this time I'm a little bit higher, my hands are still out in front of me. Down, knees wide, hands move back, push back and stretch. Second Child's Pose. Do that again. And this time, because my back's kind of feeling a little bit more warmed up, just nice and slowly, just going to kind of dip my hips down. So it might feel a stretch along the kind of the front of my hips. Lower back's going to feel a little bit tight at this. Make sure your shoulders aren't up. Pushing up and through. And neck, none of this. Try and keep it in relatively nice alignment. Down, knees wide. Sit back in. Sit into my hips. Feeling a stretch in at the adductors. And feeling a stretch in my mid to upper back. If you're not getting enough of a stretch from that, onto your fingertips and push through. So that's Cobra Stretch, down, and Child's Pose. So those are my first two. Next, I would do book openers, and these will stretch off more of your kind of across your chest and your upper back. So just take your knees 90 degrees to your hips. Kind of, so you've got a 90-degree angle on your knee, and you've got a 90-degree angle on your hip. Knee over knee, hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. Keep these down, twist and rotate. And I would normally do 8 of these on one side. And you want to focus on just at the end of the stretch, just holding it for a second or so. And stretching through. And the more flexible you get, some of you may be able to get your hands down all the way through. If I forget all about my knees for a second and I let them come round, then I'll be able to reach if my knees come up. But the purpose is to keep the knees down, keep the hips down, and stretch off through the chest and the upper back. Okay, so that would be my second one. Third, I kind of just shift over and come up into almost an angry cat pose. So I tuck my toes under. This is probably one of the harder ones to do, just in terms of alignment, because it's hard to see whether you have got kind of 90 degrees from here through here, or whether your knees are too far back or too far forwards. So just do your best. Try and stack your hips over your knees, get your hands directly under your shoulders. And for this one, when I'm going up the way, I tend to come onto my fingertips, pushing up and arching through the back, dropping my head down, and then I'll just shimmy a little to one side and a little to the other. So just trying to lengthen and curve through the back, and then I'll come back down onto my fingertips and twist and tilt my pelvis up to the ceiling, pull my shoulder blades back. I'll do that one more time, so up and through, and then just pushing through one side, almost extending through the side of the back, and back down, and then other ways, so convex and concave in the back. Next, I'll just roll over onto my back. These are just like little windscreen wipers. So feet slightly wider than hips. Put your hands down onto the ground. If you can, palms face down. Keep your shoulders down as you do this one. And it's going to kind of maybe stretch in and around the hips and also possibly over to the sides of the back. So twisting and rotating to one side, twist and rotate to the other. Just pay attention, one side might feel different to the other. And you should just be keeping your head pointing straight up. So this is working for me down the sides of my back, and dependent on if I'm stiff from a run or something, then I may also get a stretch down the front of my hips. Okay, so those are my floor-based stretches for hips and back. Next, I'm going to kind of just reposition, so I'll be back with you in just a second and we will do some standing stretches.